Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will presenting about definition of Maxim. From literally perspective, meaning of the word ibrah is to describe value to something. It also representing learning from the previous event. La is a categorical negation particle. Meanwhile, the phrase bayin mean clear and khata mean mistake or error. As was already said, the word zon can mean many different things, both of in Al-Quran and in the language of jurists. Before we look at what zon tainted by error means, we should look at the zon mean in general. In this proverb, zon mean the belief that one possibility is more likely than the others based on good evidence. The general meaning of the Maxim is that if the evidence on which an earlier zone was based turned out to be wrong or overruled by the stronger evidence, then the earlier zone must be thrown out and should not be taken into account again. Any action taken on the basis of the assumption cannot be considered valid because if it goes against strong Sharia evidence or strong empirical evidence, it is not recognized by Sharia, and anything that is not recognized by the Sharia should not happen.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hanani Tajuldin from PA 2.94A. I will continue my group presentation by explaining the legality of the Maxim. The evidence for this Maxim is based on two sources. The first one is Hadith and the second one is the quotes of the Sahabah and Tabi'in. According to the Hadith, Uqbah ibn al-Harith met a woman who told him that she had suckled both Uqbah and his wife. Then he went to the Prophet ﷺ and told him what had happened. After that, the Prophet ﷺ responded, "How can you stay married to her when it has been stated that you are related by suckling?" Next, the quotes of one of the Sahabah and Tabi'in, which is Umar ibn Abdul al-Aziz, is, "Nothing is easier for me to scrape off my shoes than mud, and nothing is easier for me to repudiate and annul than a judgment I have delivered if I later see the truth to be elsewhere." Now I will present the applications of this Maxim in faith. In the first situation, the application is made when a person prays and believes that his clothes are clean, but after that he knows for sure that they were dirty at the time. So in this case, his prayer was invalid and he has to say it again because what he thought and what was true were different. Next, a reliable opinion in the Shafi'i school says that if a person gives the amount of zakat that is due to him to people who he thinks deserve it, but it turns out later that they did not deserve it, he should pay back his zakat with other money since the original amount was not given to someone who deserved it. Their thinking is that his assumption was wrong because it did not match the facts, so he still has to pay zakat to a recipient. He also has the option of getting the money back and giving it to people who need it. And last but not least, if a judge rules on a case and thinks that his decision is in line with the Sharia, but then it turns out that a witness lied, that judge's decision should be thrown out and the right decision should be made.
Application of the Maxim that has been applied in Islamic finance nowadays. Firstly, according to some Islamic banks, it is acceptable to charge a late payment penalty on defaulting client because based on the cost of fund and the opportunity loss. After studying the idea of the cost of money, Sharia reject the claim since it was simply hypothetical opportunity. Then profit may or may not be realized. The bank's argument is based on false assumption because what they are asking for is actually riba. Secondly, Islamic banks' operations are subject to a Sharia audit, which reveal inconsistencies in the implementation of some contracts, such as failure to specify the contract subject matter, pricing error, the absence of underlying asset. Such error render the contract void, and there is absolutely no chance for correction. As a result, the income from this transaction cannot be recognized. Third, in murabahah transaction, the price is determined by adding a markup to the item cost to the seller. If the seller provide a bill outlining of the costs related to the item, but it turns out that the bill contains a accounting error, the price will need to be reduced proportionately because the false assumption cannot be legally recognized. Lastly, a takafu operator, TO, asks a participant to make payment for particular month's contribution because according to its record, payment has not yet been made. The participant pays will objecting and stating that he has already made the payment. It is later revealed that the participant was correct. In this scenario, the TO takafu operator is required to issue a refund to the participant or credit his account for the subsequent month's payment.
In conclusion, Qawaid Fiqhiyyah constitutes a significant field of fiqh and usul al-fiqh, and their research gives them tactical knowledge of their subject matter. They help people grasp what Sharia intends to accomplish by helping to derive appropriate Islamic rulings and innovative solutions via ijtihad. A person may also use it to ward off whispers, which often have a negative impact on many individuals. I think that's all from us. Thank you.